You think you are loving your dog when you always say yes to them. But sometimes, those soft-hearted moments quietly teach your dog that if they bark, whine, pull on the leash, or stare at you long enough, the whole world will move for them. And that is when love begins to lose its boundaries. And the final sign is the most important one, because it does not just tell you whether your dog is being spoiled. It shows you something much deeper. You may be confusing love with always giving in. If you have ever wondered whether you are loving your dog the right way or accidentally spoiling them, watch until the final sign. Sign 1. Your dog refuses normal food unless you upgrade the meal. You place the food bowl down. The same bowl, the same food, the same familiar corner of the kitchen. Your dog walks over, sniffs it once, looks at you, then turns away, as if you have just offered something no longer worthy of them. You worry they might be hungry, so you add a little chicken, a bit of broth, maybe a few small pieces of cheese, and suddenly, they eat beautifully. If your dog is healthy, but often ignores their bowl just to wait for something better, they may have learned a very simple rule. Refusing food gets the meal upgraded. Of course, if your dog suddenly stops eating, seems tired, vomits, has diarrhea, loses weight, or shows unusual signs, that is not spoiling. That is when you should check their health. But if everything else is normal, the problem is not that your dog likes chicken. Every dog likes chicken. The problem begins when they start believing normal food is no longer enough. And food is only the first place where dogs learn this rule. There is another place where this habit becomes even clearer: your sleep. Sign 2. Your dog wakes you up at night and you always respond. 3 in the morning. The room is dark. You are deep asleep. Then you hear a soft whine, a nose gently touching your hand, a paw resting on the edge of the blanket. And when you open your eyes, your dog is standing there, looking at you in the dark. And you get up. Of course, if your dog is a puppy, elderly, has an upset stomach, needs to go outside, or shows anything unusual, you should pay attention. That may be a real need. But if every night they wake you up just to be petted, to play, to eat, or simply because they want you awake with them, then they have learned something powerful. Humans can be switched on with sound. Your dog is not bad. They just learn very quickly. If one little whine makes you get up tonight, that same whine will probably come back tomorrow night. And when this repeats long enough, your dog is not only controlling your time, they begin controlling the space inside your home. Sign 3. Your dog takes the best spot in the house. The sofa is wide enough for everyone, but somehow your dog always ends up right in the middle. Legs stretched out, head on the pillow, body completely relaxed, as if this is their private throne. And you sit on the edge of the couch, carefully moving aside, tucking your legs in a little, like a guest in your own home. The truth is, dogs love soft, warm places that smell like you. That is completely normal, because to them, those places are not just comfortable. They feel familiar. But if your dog refuses to move, stiffens their body, gives a hard stare, growls, or becomes uncomfortable when you gently ask them to shift, that may be a sign that boundaries have become blurry. Loving your dog does not mean your dog owns every space. Sometimes, love means calmly telling them, "This is your place, and this is mine." But there is another way dogs can control the home even more clearly than taking over the couch. It is when one bark is enough to make everyone serve them. Sign 4. Your dog barks and the whole house reacts immediately. Your dog barks at the door. Someone gets up to open it. Your dog barks beside the water bowl. Someone immediately adds more water. Your dog barks while you are on the phone. And somehow, the call ends earlier than expected. At first, this looks like communication, and in some ways it is. Barking is a very natural part of how dogs speak to the world. But if every bark creates an instant reaction, your dog learns something very clearly. Barking is a button that controls humans. They do not need to wait. They do not need to calm down. They do not need to try a softer way. They just need to make a loud enough sound, and the world starts moving. And a dog who has to bark constantly to make things happen is not truly peaceful. They are working too hard. They are trying to control the house instead of learning how to feel safe inside it. Try to remember the last time your dog barked to demand something. Did you get up right away? If yes, comment number 1. If you stayed calm, comment number 2. And the next sign is something almost every dog owner has seen. Sign 5. Your dog pulls you through every walk. You open the door. The leash immediately goes tight. Your dog rushes forward, toward the tree by the road, toward the bush near the gate, toward a strange scent on the sidewalk, then toward the dog across the street. You are the one holding the leash, but in reality, they are driving the entire walk. A walk is extremely stimulating for a dog. Outside, there are so many smells. To them, every patch of grass is like a giant newspaper filled with information about the world. But if your dog pulls wherever they want and you follow every time, they learn very quickly. Pulling gets me where I want to go. A fulfilled dog still needs to sniff, to explore, to enjoy the world through their nose. But a spoiled dog begins to believe every impulse must be answered immediately. And when a dog has not learned how to control their body outside, it often becomes very obvious. When someone walks into the house. Sign 6. Your dog jumps on people and everyone calls it love. A guest steps into the house. Your dog rushes toward them immediately. They jump up on their chest, lick their face, wag their tail non-stop. Their whole body shakes with excitement. And people usually laugh and say, they just love people. That may be true. Your dog may really be happy, really excited, really eager to greet that person. But love without boundaries can still overwhelm others. When they were small, every time your dog jumped up, people bent down and adored them. They got petted. They got praised. They got attention. And they learned. Jumping is an effective way to greet people. But when they grow bigger, that same behavior can hurt children, elderly people, or scare guests who are not comfortable around dogs. You do not need to destroy your dog's joy. You only need to teach that joy a safer shape. Your dog can still love guests, with all 4 paws on the floor. But there is another kind of demanding that is more subtle. It does not use the body. It uses silence and waits for you to bring out the reward. Sign 7. Your dog only listens when they see a treat. You say, "Come here." Your dog looks at you, stays still. They do not come, and they do not look like they fail to understand. You call again. They keep waiting. Then, the moment your hand moves toward the treat jar, suddenly they become the best dog in the world. They run over, sit down, look at you with full attention, as if they were ready to cooperate from the beginning. Treats are very useful in training. There is nothing wrong with using food to teach your dog something new. But if your dog only listens when they see food in front of them, they are no longer truly cooperating. They are negotiating. They are not thinking, "I understand this cue." They are thinking, "Show me the deal first." Good training is not about controlling your dog. It is about helping your dog understand that listening to you is part of feeling safe, not just a way to earn another piece of food. And when a dog gets used to everything having an immediate benefit, one very simple word can become something they cannot tolerate. No. Sign 8. Your dog cannot handle being told no. You close the food cabinet. Your dog stands there staring. You stop throwing the ball. They start barking. You do not let them climb onto your lap. They scratch harder. You gently move them off the bed. They jump back up, as if your decision is still being negotiated. This is when many owners start feeling guilty, because a disappointed dog's face is hard to resist. But no is not cruelty. No is information. If a dog has never experienced small limits in a calm way, every refusal will feel enormous to them. The ability to tolerate frustration is like a muscle. Dogs need to build it through very small things. Waiting a few seconds before meals. Lying calmly while you eat. Not every object is available right away. Not every door opens immediately. And when a dog learns this, they do not lose their happiness. They simply learn that they are still okay, even when they do not get everything instantly. But sometimes, dogs do not only react to the word no. They react even when you are not looking at them. Sign 9. Your dog controls your attention all day. You open your laptop. Your dog puts their head on the keyboard. You pick up your phone to text someone. They push their nose into your hand. You talk to another person. They bring a toy, drop it loudly, and stare at you. You stop petting them for just a few seconds. A paw is already on your hand, like a gentle reminder from a tiny boss. It is completely normal for dogs to want to be near you. To them, your attention is part of love. But if your dog cannot tolerate your eyes, hands, or focus being somewhere else, that is no longer just healthy bonding. It may be dependence. A truly secure dog does not need to be entertained every minute. They can lie near you in silence. They can be loved without constantly pulling you back toward them. For a dog, learning to relax when nothing is happening is a very big gift. And finally, the deepest sign is not in the barking, the food bowl, the leash, or the sofa. It is in the feeling inside you every time you try to set a boundary. If you have ever softened because of those eyes, comment number 9. And now, we move into sign number 10, the deepest sign in this entire video. Sign 10. You feel guilty every time you set a boundary. You say no to a piece of food. You do not open the door one more time. You do not throw the ball for the 81st time. You do not let your dog jump on guests. You simply ask them to wait. Then your dog looks at you with those eyes. The eyes that make your heart sink. You start asking yourself, are they sad? Am I being too strict? Will they love me less? And this is the most important sign, because it is not only about your dog. It is about you. Dogs do not need a life without limits. Dogs need a life they can understand. A stable owner is not a cold owner. A stable owner is someone who knows when to say yes, knows when to say no, and does not turn every boundary into an apology. Dogs are not hurt by calm boundaries. Dogs are helped by calm boundaries. A spoiled dog is often not a dog who is loved too much. It is a dog who is loved deeply, but without enough clarity. If you recognize your dog in these signs, do not rush to blame them. And do not blame yourself either. Most of these things do not begin with a lack of care. They begin with love, with the moments you softened, with the moments you thought, just this once. But for dogs, every one of those moments becomes a lesson. Maybe what your dog needs is not less love. Maybe they need love that is clearer, calmer, easier to understand. Because a happy dog is not a dog who always gets everything immediately. A happy dog is a dog who knows they are loved, knows they are safe, and does not need to control every moment just to feel okay. The next time you say no calmly, maybe your dog will learn this: I am still loved, even when not everything goes my way.